Good morning. So I got a couple of requests for more videos, and since the last videos I posted, a lot has changed. I actually ended up making a new book. The ones that I was making before were a little too big for me, I guess. I liked, being able to use print offs and everything, but the books themselves became rather large and cumbersome. And while it's a nice visual to have a gigantic, ancient looking tome, I'm more for the practical side of things. So I actually made a much smaller book. And oh, hello, this is my cat, Oreo. What's up, buddy? How you doing, huh? So yeah, I made a new book. It's a little smaller. I got the covers. It's the same leather that I was using in the last video, but I got the covers themselves from it was an old scrapbook or a photo album or something that I found at a Goodwill, and that's why it has this square cutout. Like, it was all the way through the board, and I ended up like putting a little bit of board on the back to cover that before I covered it in paper and leather. But this is small enough, I can put it in my bag and take it with me. But it's actually got quite a bit in it now. Since I started with it, I'll just do like a real quick overview. I did it exactly the way I did the other books, and I bound it with cord. I also use posts sometimes. That's most of the time. Like, it takes a little bit longer to lace the pages when you use a cord to bind it. So if I'm not going to do much altering, I'll put the cord in. But if I'm kind of on a streak and I start adding pages, I'll put posts in it just for convenience. But the cord is just let me undo this knot real quick. So I just fold the cord in half, and the folded end goes through one set of holes, and the doubled end goes through the other set of holes around the front. And then before I pull it tight, I tuck the loose end through the loop and pull it tight, and then I'll like either tie a small knot or loop it underneath just to keep it secure. But I also put ribbons on it this time. Lots changed, a lot. So I don't have a cover page because I haven't worked on that. I just was really more concerned with putting everything in here, so it's all just kind of handwritten, and there's almost no decoration at all, almost no pictures. Instead of a book blessing, I just went with the read poem, and I have an assortment of different kinds of paper in here. It's regular sized paper that I'll cut specifically to fit into this book. And I've actually got a recycling kit for making recycled paper. So all of those scraps that I cut off, any messed up pages, they go into a bin, and I'll recycle it to make new paper. I just haven't used any of that yet. I have the read, the long version again. The Witch's Reed of Chivalry. And some of these pages are recycled from one of my previous books, and they have like penciled entries on them that I haven't erased yet, like the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. I've gotten more into Hermeticism, so I thought that was useful to have in there. The Witch's Creed by Doreen Valiente, I believe is how you pronounce her name. And I've tried to give credit where credit is due, you know, in case, you know, and someone finds this book in 300 years or something, they want to know where things came from. That's what I'm trying to be proper about it. The 8 paths and the 5 essentials. Some excerpts from Drawing Down the Moon. This was a prayer that I really liked. It's the charge of the goddess. And some invocations and prayers that I like. Some chants, I think. A version of the Charge of the God. And some prayers and invocations. And some chants. The 13 Goals of the Witch. And what's this? Some information on the moons. Most of this information is very sparse right now, but it's what I use. A full moon ritual. The 5-fold kiss, just a little bit about that. I think this is just an ordinary ritual that I kind of tweaked to my liking. Cakes and wine. A charm for sweeping. Oh, Peace Pilgrim's Steps Toward Inner Peace. I read about this woman when I was in high school, and if you haven't heard of her, I would recommend. She was a joy to listen to, so I added that into my book because it was an important part of my life. The Tale of Taliesin and Ceridwen, one of my favorite Welsh stories. Lots of blank pages. The Descent of the Goddess. Darksome Night, very popular. This is a treatise, I think is the word, on the Wheel of the Year, sort of what it's about. A list of the Sabbats. And something I found online that I actually really like. Some correspondences for the Sabbats. And I think there's a bunch of blank pages for each one. I think I might have something written. Yeah. Just some. They're waiting to be used. A recipe I adapted from Raymond Buckland. It's almost exactly the same, but I just kind of paraphrased it. I always liked that one. Basically a family tree of the gods. I think this was something from Charmed, actually. Well, I just kind of kept it. I don't even think that much of this is really correct now that I think of it, but my family is Native American, so it means something to me to have this here. Something that I wrote. purifying the temple. Consecration of tools. The blessing chant. I think I might have adapted that too. Yeah. Some runes. And some symbols. Added some little tidbits about the working tools. I think this is an elemental correspondence table. Yeah. The Imrama, the shamanic trance journey of Irish lore. I think this is a spell that I had in the last book. Some herbal remedies, I think. Yeah. The Witch's Pyramid. The Lore of Numbers. Some charms, amulets, and talismans. An entry that I'm getting ready to work on. Some colors. Just one of my favorite little spells. Gotta have that one. And a riddle. I like that one. A classic. I don't really remember where these two come from, but I liked them. I tried them. This actually tastes pretty good. This does not. Some love spells, healing spells. I think we all know this one. Some correspondences of days. Planetary herbs, some more herbal remedies, a little bit about spirit boards, some scrap. This is my favorite Sabbat wine recipe. Flying ointment, that's fun. String and cord magic, the witch's ladder, some dream symbols, I think. Stones and crystals, playing cards for divination. I like using those. My first teacher used playing cards instead of tarot or runes for that matter. But I added just a little bit of information. More will be added. The Witch's Runes, divination with Futhart. The Citizens of the Otherworld, another one that I'm researching right now. To banish an evil spirit. I think that's from Charmed also, but hey, why not? The Imrama. Oh, this is, I've taken up, I've played music for years, but I've started playing the harp, and I actually really enjoy it, and I'm not half bad, I guess. So I did some work on using chords, musical chords for accompaniment during rituals. And Mama Juana. This is some good stuff. I like that. And yeah, that's all. What's up, Oreo? Oh, don't eat that. Come on. Watch out. Oh man. What's up, little brother? Watch out. I know. Well, just thought I'd show you. I liked this little decoration here that I did. I poked holes through the covers and then stitched it through before I covered it with paper. And I'll show you just real quick how I put it together. And so just tug on that and pull it through, and get a little tug there, and see, it's just the loop. Okay, just like that. Let's see. And this is just I think it's waxed leather. These are silk ribbons that I had left over from something. And when I go to do, I don't have like a 2-hole punch or anything, but I'll just find paper from previous books that I've made, or scrap paper, and cut them down to size and punch the holes. It's a relatively simple process. I use a page from the book to trace, make sure I cut everything to fit, and so it just like that. I really actually do very much enjoy it like this. And of course it's a soft spine this time. This is just 2 layers of leather, and I think I probably should have done a little bit of pairing on it right here. And this time the ribbons are sandwiched. Let's see if I can tip it up. Sandwiched between those 2 bits of leather. And there's actually some of my handmade paper under here that I used for packing. And if I do another one, the next time I think I want to use, if you do something like this, you should use something that's really, really thick and sturdy. I mean, it works well enough for me. It's really firm. But I've been using this book now for a couple of months, and my boyfriend said that he would take over the camera so that I could make one of these for your all's pleasure, I guess. Well, I hope you liked this. It's actually a really long video. I probably rambled a little bit, but there will be more to come, I promise. Well, y'all be safe out there. Have a great day.